But I think that story reminds me of why Valentine's Day is so difficult, and really this whole relationship thing is difficult. Not even a romantic relationship, is because we have to put ourselves out there to be in relationship. We have to kind of bare our soul in a little way, and that's difficult to do at times. There are some people who sabotage their relationships. Maybe you've known people like this. In movies, they kind of do it in extravagant ways to make the plot more interesting. But in real life, it's not even that difficult. In real life, you just don't share. You just don't go to that event. You just don't go to Church Anew Cosmic Bowling next week. Or you don't go to the Church Anew Mission Project on February 28th. You just don't go to those things. And then you don't have to worry about it. And this woman who was going to the well had designed her life just like that, so that she could go do all the things that she needed to do and not see a single person, because she had put herself out there and she got burned. She got burned because she was a woman who had married 5 times and was living with a man who was not her husband. And so her community had all said, "You're not good to be around. You're not good for us to be around." And it's interesting that when she has set up her life to live in isolation, it's in that moment that she meets God. It's in that moment when she had put up barriers around all the people that she could come across that she meets God. And she comes to this well, and she meets this Jewish man who not only asks her to drink, but knows her history without even asking, and still offers her more, offers her living water, in which she will never have to be thirsty again. It is this amazing moment where Jesus proves that God's love is not just for the Jews, it's not just for the church people, it's for all people, especially those who have felt as an outcast, as an outsider, that it wasn't for them. This love reaches beyond to them, to all people. And I think that when we think of Valentine's Day, we think of those post-secret cards that we saw, we are just over and over again reminded that love is a tricky thing. And it's, for us, we talk about romantic love at Valentine's Day, but it's all types of love, familial love, or love between friends. It's so difficult to embrace that. But Jesus is persistent with the woman. He pressures her and says, no, I know you're a Samaritan. I know that you've had a bad history. And it's okay. And it's okay. And when she embraces that, she goes back to the village, and this is like Revenge of the Nerds style right here. She goes back to the village, and she is able to overcome all this oppression that she has heard for probably a very long time, to speak to these people. And it is so encouraging to me to see someone who was voiceless given a voice. See someone who had no power given power, because they knew they were worth it. You are worth it. Because our God has created you. Our God has weaved into you gifts that are just waiting to come forward. And when we know we are loved, when each of us in this room knows with certainty that in our head and in our hearts, when we know that we are loved, we can do amazing things. We can change this world. So it's my prayer tonight, as Valentine's Day is coming, and maybe you're a little nervous that you won't get a Valentine this year, that you know you are loved. Well, some of you still may not believe me, and so I've set up a failed fail-proof system to make sure that you do get a Valentine this year. I'm going to make you fill one out for yourself. So if you would, in the flyer that you got, there's a postcard there. And on the outside it says love, and here it is, right? What I want you to do is grab a pen and on that side put your name down, put your address down, and I'm going to send these to you. It'll be probably on Tuesday, because the mail, sorry. But you'll get it, I promise. And on the other side, I want you to think of a mantra. I want you to think of something that can really change your heart. It's helpful for me when I'm having a bad time to think of a mantra, to say, my worth is not wrapped up in whether my senior pastor is way taller than me and looks that way. Or for you to say, my worth is not wrapped up in if you have to pitch idea at work. My worth is not wrapped up in what other people think of my ideas. Or maybe you just need to say, God loves me. Maybe it's that simple for you. Maybe you need to say, I am worth taking a break. Maybe your mantra can be unique to your situation. But write that down on that side of the paper. And the ushers are going to collect these, and we're going to send these back to you. And when you get it in the mail, I want you to remember that you are worth it. You are worth being loved. You are worth being loved. And it's proven because of our God. And so, know that you're loved when you receive that card, and put it somewhere where you'll see it, so that you remember that you are loved. And when each and every one of us remember that we are loved, I guarantee this world is going to change. And that is some good news. I'm going to ask the band to come back up, and they're going to play a couple more songs for us, and we're going to have a couple people building a heart for us. So they're going to fill this heart. And it's really easy for me sometimes to think in my head about God, but it's sometimes harder to believe it in my heart. And as they fill that heart up, I want you to be thinking about embracing God's love fully and bringing it into your heart so that we all might be a people who know that we are loved. So fill out your cards, and the ushers will come forward together.